against the new kid on the block. You know, this deck is the realness.
It wasn't like over.
That's a grueling match.
Yep. Only took us an hour and a half.
And I mean, he already. This is how insane this is, though. In this top 8, he already beat the Star City Games Player of the Year from last year, and now he's playing against the guy who came in second in the finals.
Cool deck, though.
Oh, I love it.
Big fan.
It's so much fun to play.
Like, he's fighting ringers.
Do you think that's bad for you? Like, bad matchup-wise?
Dredge is really awful.
Yeah, no one's playing Dredge right now. It's,
And the guy he beat in the
I
semis?
had watched the
First.
round, like, he would have been
Right.
might not have split 'cause he
In the
didn't have
Swiss.
some, like, leader for Serenity.
The guy who won the most games
He had a lot
in
of
the
hate,
Swiss.
and I was like,
Most
He
matches,
didn't have
rather.
that much, but mostly just
Seeing Ben Weinberg here.
Humility's probably worse.
I think I first met Ben Weinberg at a U.S. Nationals a few years back, and when it comes to outside of the Star City Games circuit, he's been an occasional Pro Tour player, occasionally playing at U.S. Nationals, and somebody that, generally speaking, is a well-known figure when it comes to Grand Prix and other events. He's usually traveling to various parts of the country, various parts of the world to play Magic. He's really into this game, like I am. He rolls a 6. Answered by a 6.
Done.
5. Pretty solid.
Put it down and then
4. Oh, that 6 looked so good at first, didn't it?
Well, this should be interesting.
Not so
I am so excited.
You know, just a quick check. Michael Bomholt did not play in the Standard. He only came for this tournament. He only came for the Legacy.
That's awesome.
That's totally awesome.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that's been said a lot about Legacy community players is that this is said by some of the maybe more disparaging people in parts of the Magic community, oh, they're not good enough, they don't play against enough people, they don't play enough formats. And Michael Bomholt came here just as a Legacy player and came with a deck that no one was prepared for. He knows this format really well. He's a part of Team Mean Deck, and he's going to, I think, be the player that people are going to look at this event and say, wow, great job, new archetype. You were the one that came here just for this event, and you're going to be in the finals, maybe the winner? It's really great.
He's come on. Is he mulliganing?
City. He also has person. It looks funny. I will freely admit it looks very weird. But I've got lots of time.
So, I mean,
I guess you have mock with those little
one of the most exciting parts about this deck is that post-board, we don't really know what types of plans he has against all the different decks. Like, we haven't seen him play against Counterbalance. We don't know if Chalice is his plan. You know? Like, he could be a Trinisphere deck. Like, is that just for playing against combo decks, or is that something that he would like to employ in this type of matchup? I mean, even against Zoo, a Chalice for 1 on turn 1 seems backbreaking, especially on the play.
And at the same time, a Chalice for 1 against Zoo on the play is the kind of thing that perhaps that's not even the path you need to take. Perhaps you just overwhelm them by putting stuff onto the table. I mean, he probably knows, but
Oh, I'm sure he knows.
we're in conjecture land.
Small rules are much nicer.
Yeah, that really is.
That is a turn to Kultop the Forge Master. Now, of course, there's the possibility of resistance coming from the other side. Let's see if he's got any resistance. I think I see a force of will.
On the stack.
Any blue spells in his hand?
There's a blue spell. I mean, he's gotta. He cannot let this.
Well, there's only
resolve
one other
right away.
artifact. It's nothing too dangerous.
19. Done?
There we go.
So what did he remove to the first spell?
I didn't see what was removed. Shortcuts out 2 lands to get a Tarmogoyf.
I believe he drew swords also. Pretty good.
This one's a definite.
think that's a Tarmogoyf. Swords is his hand. With some land, I think.
It's a pretty good hand.
Real quick, there's a clump of spells.
Now, his opponent, with only a single extra mana, could easily just lay a Wormcoil in.
Yeah, I mean, he does have swords in his hand, though.
Right, yes, yes, yes.
He still has 4 cards in his hand, even after forcing him playing a Goyf.
Is he a Metalworker? City of Traders, Metalworker. 2 cards in hand left. We've got 1 card maybe.
Less.
I'm confused as to how Ben has so many cards. I guess Mike did mulligan on the play.
Wait, is apparently a 3/4? Or the instant. Yeah, so 3/4.
And he also used Mox to come behind another card.
Or
too.
no, 4/5.
Yep.
You have creature. Red green.
Oh, jeez. Fire Spout.
Or 5. I can't count. I added a sorcery.
Instant, land, sorcery, creature, artifact. 5/6.
Yep.
Pretty rough when there's 2 Ancient Tombs in play, knocking you to 11.
What is that? Is that a monolith or?
Steel Hellkite, I see there. 4, 5/6. Last card, Steel Hellkite.
Cool, you're not.
That's gonna eat a swords.
That is going to eat a swords. So he'll gain 5.
Oh,
Well, I mean, he doesn't have a blue card.
that's true. That's true. What's gonna happen here is he's gonna swords that, giving a bit more life back. Yeah, that card does tear you up, Ben. It's gotta go.
You gotta get rid of that one. RB Dragons. Man.
So it's going to be a push, right? He's going to do this swords. It's going to be a push with life because he's going to attack with Tarmogoyf.
Yeah.
Which means then that Michael Bomholt has 2 draws to get a new threat onto the board. And it has to be a threat that can actually deal with Tarmogoyf attacking him on that second draw, if it's that late. Since
The
his
div
dividing
top's
top,
pretty good, though.
that's a
'cause
rough
that
one.
lets him,
What's he got? Mirror Battlesphere.
Maybe with heat. Or
If
Oh,
this
yeah,
resolves,
yes.
that actually could be enough to keep him in this
now
game.
Ben gets the top. Does he see a
Looking
blue
for
card?
any blue card. Wow. I mean, to be fair, a Grim Lavamancer can poke him to death.
That's true. Gives it 5.
The Mere Battlesphere comes into play with 4 1/1 tokens. As a 4/7. That's more than enough to stop that Tarmogoyf. A second Tarmogoyf's going to come down. He's going to say go. Now here's another opportunity. What is that?
Oh, that's... Oh my god. It's all his lands. It's all his lands.
He can't cast it. He's short.
He's Short one.
He's short 1 mana.
Okay.
He has drawn a Sundering Titan, but he can only produce 7 mana right now. And Ben gets a counter spell.
It's pretty good draw step.
Oh. Very short clock. Is that a Forge Master?
It is a Forge Master. Unfortunately, if he plays it, he goes down to 3.
And then the Grim Lavamancer will knock him on the next turn to 1, turning off his Ancient Tombs. Looking at his deck, I don't know what his outs are, actually. For this game, I think that might be it.
Yeah, I think that's just about it for him. Goblin Holder. Oh no, he can just
Grim Lavamancer will take care of that.
Yeah. Getting tunnel vision. About the Lavamancer shooting his face.
The Grim Lavamancer's main, I don't know, how common is that? I don't think...
It seems so good.
Yeah. I know that Ben was playing that in his sideboard in previous tournaments, but maybe he just thinks it's so good he'd bring it right into the main. Counterspell.
Okay. Michael, 3.
Untap. That's pretty sure that's all she wrote.
Pieces go.
Is that a Wasteland?
It is a Wasteland.
But he does have a Flooded Strand to get another one. Can he? Yeah, he's got more than one volcanic island in that deck.
He does. There's 3, as a matter of fact. 3. Now, Mike floats some mana. He's gonna think for a bit. I'm pretty sure he's just going to concede.
Blood red.
He's going to kill him. Ben just bends it.
Go to 1. Untap.
Untap, and that's it.
So that is currently, it deals 4 to me automatically, right? I go to 12.
Yep.
Stuff's probably gonna block. But nothing.
Come on, I'm tired.
Can I read?
Just pack it in next time.
Okay, we're going to go to sideboarding. So a quick reminder then, we have a giveaway of 1 year of... Yeah, I'm reminding them what's happening first. We have a giveaway of 1 year of Star City Games Premium. And if you answer the trivia question that is going to be posed by Jacob Van Lunen, you are going to be the potential winner. Now, where you want to put the answer to your trivia question is pound SCG Indy LEG Finals.
So the question is, who won the Star City Games Open Series standard event in Indianapolis that happened yesterday?
It wrapped up this morning.
It finished up today, this morning. If you've been watching all day, you'd know. Again, this should be posted on Twitter at hashtag SCGINDY Finals. That's SCGINDYLEG FINALS. Again, I am Jacob Van Lunen. I'm here with Adrian Sullivan.
Hello, everybody.
And we are watching the finals of the Star City Games Open Series Legacy event in Indianapolis. Ben Weinberg is currently playing against Michael Bomholt. Michael Bomholt is playing a very interesting, aggressive artifact deck that plays big guys very early in the game. Ben Weinberg, on the other hand, is playing a more traditional style of deck. He's playing a 4-color counterbalance deck like those that have been championed by Jerry Thompson. It's similar to Jerry Thompson's list from San Jose, but he's playing a Trinket Mage package. This gives him better answers to Aether Vial in the form of Pithing Needle. And Engineered Explosives. I'm interested to see or ask how Michael sideboarded here.
You know, this is something that I actually have no concept of how he could sideboard. There's useful cards here for everything. Revoker has a use, Duplicant has a use, Chalice of the Void has a use, Sword of Fire and Ice has a use, and Trinisphere has a use. He's not going to bring in 15 cards, but I mean, there are certainly things he can do here.
Oh, definitely.
It could be that Lightning Greaves, the speed of Lightning Greaves, is not something he needs to do, at least not as a 2 of. Maybe he would only want that as a 1 of, as an insurance policy. Maybe he doesn't need as many Wormcoil engines. Maybe he could go down to 1 Wormcoil engine.
Phyrexian Revoker seems like it definitely comes in here. Chalice of the Void on 1 also seems very strong. I mean, cutting cards like Brainstorm and Swords out of Ben's deck is just brutal for him. I wouldn't be surprised if he decided to take out his 1s, his Sensei Tops and Voltaic Keys, and bring in a playset of Chalice of the Voids and maybe the Phyrexian Revokers and take out 2 Wormcoil engines. He could also leave in maybe some number of Voltaic Key and plan on playing it before the Chalice of the Void if he draws it in his opening hand, and take out some additional copies of Wormcoil Engine.
Okay. A reminder, the giveaway at pound, the hashtag SCG Indy LEG Finals. The giveaway is 1 year of premium Star City Games content. And the trivia question once again, Jacob Van Lunen?
Who won the Star City Games Open Series standard event in Indianapolis that finished up this morning?
That's right. So one lucky tweeter will be the recipient of 1 year of free Star City Games premiums. So just keep tweeting away. Once this match is ended, we will let you know who was. After this game ends, pardon me, we will let you know who will be the recipient of a year free of Star City Games premium. Now that first game was fairly disappointing for Michael Bomholt. He mulliganed. He had an aggressive start with a turn 2 Kuldotha Forge Master, but off of Ancient Tombs it took a big chunk out of his life, and a Force of Will meant that he didn't have anything to follow up with that was all that appealing. A couple turns later, a Steel Hellcut came down, but that was answered by a Swords to Plowshares, and all the while, a Tarmogoyf just nibbles away, and then bigger and bigger bites.
Yeah, it was an interesting game. It's often hard to understand how things end up the way they do in games of Magic, because that game, Michael mulliganed just as much and drew significantly better than he did in the game where he played against the Chunk and Taxes deck, and he had to deal with much less resistance, and he lost. So somehow, I mean, sometimes it's just the order in which cards are played out that has the greatest effect on things. So they're essentially even on cards. Ooh, Ben,
He had double Swords to
Ben
Plowshares.
has double swords
Or
hand,
maybe triple even.
but he has to mulligan. He only had one land, and it was a drop
One
island.
land and no white.
Yeah.
Sounds like they're having a pretty happy match out there. Lightning Greaves is perhaps one of the cards that I think people are going to be spending their first real scrutinizing when it comes to Michael Bomholt's list. The list I put on the SCGINDY hashtag a link to the Star City Games decks. With the Magic deck search, you'll see that Michael Bomholt, it's listed as Forge Master Combo. That was put up just a short while ago. And so if you're following along, I can read it to you. 4 Goblin Welder, 4 Kuldotha Forge Master, 4 Lodestone Golem, 4 Metalworker, 2 Mere Battlesphere, 1 Steel Hellkite, 1 Sundering Titan, 4 Wormcoil Engine, 2 Crucible of Worlds, 4 Grim Monoliths, 2 Lightning Greaves, 3 Mox Diamond, 3 Mox Opal, 2 Sensei's Divining Top, 4 Voltaic Key, 4 Ancient Tomb, 4 City of Trader, 4 Great Furnace, 4 Wasteland. Now, the thing about this deck that's unusual, that people might put their eye at, besides the archetype itself as a whole, Lightning Greaves, it kind of seems to the initial glance that it might not be strong enough, but according to Michael, in what he's written about it, that those Lightning Greaves ends up just doing a lot of work for you. We're about to start again. Ben Weinburg has mulliganed. His first hand had several Swords to Plowshares, but only one land and a tropical island, so no way to actually cast those swords. His hand here looks to have Force of Will and some blue cards, as well as 3 land. And now it's Michael's turn to mulligan. So mulligans on both sides.
So Michael waited to mulligan until Ben had represented.
Might have been able to close earlier, but you can't chop the points.
I believe that this might be Michael's second mulligan. It's either that, if it's not his second mulligan, then he's choosing to draw.
Oh, he chose to draw.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying either he's mulliganing twice, or
Okay.
he chose to draw.
Okay.
At the level of tiredness that I think we're both experiencing, I don't know whether it was a second mulligan or whether it was a choose to draw.
Well, today was really big, so. When was the last time we had a 9-round legacy event?
Now, even if Michael doesn't win this event, this is an exceptional performance by him. How exciting. And he's doing something that nobody else is doing. So that is his second mulligan. He's down to 5 cards.
Okay, turn 1 Voltaic Key.
Welder.
There's a forcible that can hit that welder.
I feel like you almost have to force the.
Oh, you definitely have to. There's no way you can suffer that guy to live.
Yeah.
Sure, if my phone
I
works.
think unless he top decked that welder, I would have opened with that welder.
He just top decked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 cards. I think that I see a brainstorm there with a. Yep, brainstorm. This is a devastating brainstorm with that sack land there. His hand was pretty dead, and now he gets 3 reasonable cards to look at. One of which he's putting back. It looks like he's putting back a fire spout.
He's getting to keep a counterspell in his hand.
Yep.
Which is, it puts Michael in need of 2 threats off the top, which is a big difference than 1.
You got a graveyard order issue there. This
One
is
of the few formats where that could actually matter.
Yep, yep. I know that Kurt Hahn, famous graveyard Nazi, would be in there, making sure that that graveyard order was correct.
They've both seen each other's deck lists, and they know that graveyard order is irrelevant.
Yeah, there are no Phyrexian furnaces.
Jamie Park walked by when I was playing a game at a Pro Tour once, and after the game commented to me that I should watch out because my graveyard got out of order and I could get in trouble for that. And I was like, dude, days have changed.
Metalworker here. Resolves. With only a few cards left in his hand, if maybe only 1 card, Metalworker is not nearly as threatening.
Yeah, it doesn't quite pack the punch that one might expect.
Ooh. Unfortunately, though, this is going to meet a counterspell.
There's a will, in fact, meet a counterspell. Now, a goblin welder off the top if Ben doesn't, okay.
I see a Tarmogoyf. I think a Brainstorm?
Yes, so.
Yes, that is a Brainstorm. Land in his hand, 2
And
seconds.
plays a Tarmogoyf, pass the turn, and
Ooh, not
that's
so
not
exciting.
good. Pass the turn back. Draws a card.
It's another, it's a Fire Spout, which might be worth casting here just to knock down some of the potential mana that that Metalworker represents.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Michael is capable of casting any card in his deck, with or without the Metalworker, I believe.
No, without the Metalworker, he's down to only 6 mana.
Well, he has another.
Oh, he's got another city in his hand. That's 8. Yeah. That is a 5/6 Tarmogoyf.
That's a quick clock. Michael needs some action off the top.
Be
Goblin
there.
Welder would be nice.
Ooh,
Mirror
is that a
Battlesphere.
Battlesphere?
That's not too shabby.
Oh, 1/2.
Plays a Wasteland. Oh.
3/4. 5/6. 7.
That must have just been a little bit of a nervous play. Playing the Wasteland is just strictly superior. That's
Yeah,
smart.
he's able to. He would have a Wasteland in play and not have to lose his City of Traders.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be. It's been a long day for him as well.
Oh yeah. No, I don't doubt it at all. He's been here playing since 10 a.m. and he's been. That deck does not look like it's the easiest thing to play ever.
No, definitely not.
He's just been racking his mind with mulligan decisions there.
You can get
And Ben finds the force, but unfortunately for him, the what is it? He failed to find another blue card to
Yeah.
go along with it. Now,
He has a fire spout in hand to wipe clear all of the little mirror.
that's true. Clear a path for all these little mare.
Right. The mirror are tapped. Oh, he didn't tap them. Didn't make his battle sphere big for a second.
Well, he can only do that when the battle sphere attacks.
Oh, really?
It's a trigger on the
I
battle
didn't.
sphere.
I did not realize that. My
Yeah.
bad. I think every time I've seen a battle sphere in play, that game just got scooped.
Yeah, that tends to happen. I, of course, have never seen that card played and constructed, but it seems reasonable that Legacy would be the format where I would see it.
Another wasteland. Now he can hard cast the Force of Will.
Yeah, that puts Michael in a pretty bad spot. Michael can't block here either. A Lavamancer can simply finish off the big guy. Now, Ben looks like he's got a pretty solid handle on this one. On Michael's end step, he's going to be able to shoot him with a Lavamancer and force a block on the Goyf. In
Yep.
which case he gets to shoot the battle sphere with the Lavamancer.
In comes the battle sphere. Voltaic, he will be able to untap it and make it a...
It's true. You can attack and block.
Wasteland is used. Now remember with that play earlier, he could have still had a City of Traders out. If he had instead played a Wasteland instead of his second City of Traders, he would still be able to hold back
That's
those
true.
extra mana. And oh, there's a Swords to Plowshares, but no means to cast it.
Well, it's
Since there's Divining Tongue. Swords.
there's a special in there. I mean, does he even cast the swords?
I don't know that he needs to.
No, I mean he can simply attack.
He's got a
with
free
power
kill on
knife.
that guy.
Yeah.
Doesn't even attack.
He did not attack.
Because he's going to be able to Grim.
Yeah, he can just... He's playing super safe. Because if he doesn't just Grim, then his opponent could conceivably play another battle sphere. Yeah, I guess he would still just die.
Well, no, let's pretend he attacks and his opponent blocks. He finishes off the Dragon Lord, or finishes off the battle sphere, and then a duplicant comes down and steals the Grim. That would be a line of play that would potentially be there, but it's not there. Ben Weinberg
Ben
is our
Weinberg
champion.
Is the Star City Games
Oh, look at that.
Legacy
He is-
Open Series
He's had a long day.
champion.
Good job, Ben
in
Weinberg.
Indianapolis.